How can a not-so-attractive girl gain your attention? Most of the time guys say a simple "I" is all you need. But this isn't quite as effective for average and below-looking women. For example, I really struggle to get guys to respond to me on dating apps, and I've been told I'm a 7 at best and a 4 at my worst. What are some ways we can get you interested? One man's 6 is another man's 8. And some men's 9 are another's 5. Seriously, this I learned this bar hopping with my roommate. We're both average dudes. Fit/jobs/not socially awkward. He'll be shocked when I call out a 9 to 10. He'll say 6 every time, and vice versa. Conclusion: people have types. Yup. This happened to my white friend and I. Every fit skinny woman he adored had me going gay. Every thick thighs woman I adored had him react back same. Very little overlap at all. Now we're talking. This is so true. I have no idea where I am on the scale, but I'd say maybe a 6/7. I worked front desk at a hotel years ago, and one male guest would stare at me every time he went by. I thought it was a little weird. Finally, he apologized for always looking at me and told me it was because I was possibly the most beautiful woman he'd ever seen and he couldn't help it. I was so taken aback. I don't even remember how I replied. In all fairness, this was younger, pre-kids me, so I was definitely hotter. I think about that interaction sometimes, and it makes me feel good. I actually got a guy friend at work to tell me what people's numbers were for me, and I got everything from a -3 to a 9. If you look in the mirror and don't like what you see, it isn't because you are unattractive. You are just not your type. I knew someone who was annoyed because an ugly girl wouldn't leave him alone. He showed me and another friend her Facebook page, and we were both like, "Dude, she's an 8 or 9. What's your problem?" His response was, "Look at her. She's gross." I would have been lucky to date a girl like her in my day. So yes, it's a matter of opus finding the guy who sees her as a 10. I hate the fucking scale. Based on my experience, people know pretty instantly if I'm their type or not, and they either like pale gingers or not. They like my style or not. They think I'm annoying or interesting. It's not on a scale. A few minutes into a conversation you're either dating material or not, and I'm completely okay with that mostly being not. Dude, the 7 is pretty solid. Yeah, I'm so confused. The 7 is considered unattractive. I thought 5 meant average. Confidence. Own the skin you're in and talk to the dude that strikes your fancy. Compliments are a big deal for guys, and a good conversation starter. A lot of us don't hear that kind of stuff enough. Good luck. I complimented a guy once and he looked at me like I'd grown another head and then kept his head down and ran away from me. I will say if a girl were to ask me out, She would have astronomically higher chances of dating me than anybody else because I never get asked out. Yep. For me, finding out a girl likes me instantly makes me notice them and pay more attention to their personality. I had to ask my fiancé out. Waiting for him, we'd probably still just be flirting on Facebook and at work 4 years later. He needed me to spell it out for him. My mom straight up told my dad they were getting married. He apparently seemed like he'd never get round to asking. They'd only been going out over 15 years. Be funny. Sounds cliche, but I fell for this chick in my nursing school after hanging with her a few times at the bar. She was quiet as hell in class, but if you actually talked to her she was hilarious. And this isn't to say she was unattractive. Just that amongst all the very attractive women in my nursing class she was the most attractive to me. A quick compliment goes a long way. Men hardly receive them. So if you tell a guy you love his hair or that he's cute, he will ride that high and it'll sit in his mind for years, no matter what you look like. Last August 10th at approximately 3 p.m. on a Saturday, a worker at Walmart told me I was beautiful and asked me out. She wasn't great looking, but I was a few weeks away from being married, so I politely thanked her and declined the offer. I still think about her from time to time and hope she's doing okay though. Shit like that sticks with us. This blew up. Thank you for my first awards. I really wasn't expecting it or for this to take off the way it did. And I appreciate how everyone has shared their experiences with this very same thing. Glad I am not the only one who is still thinking about that stand-alone event from someone who made your day.